Good morning, Kathy Helbig.
Good morning.
Missed you the last couple of weeks.
Well, thank you.
Been busy running around the country, learning all the things about real estate. What are we talking about today?
We are talking about, something kind of fun. This is about the time of the year that Pantone comes out, and whoever Pantone is, and announces what the color of the year is going to be. So
they didn't ask me.
Any guesses? This color of the year.
Color of the year. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess. Well, I'd say gray, but I think gray is fading a little bit. I'm gonna say green. Mauve.
You're a little closer. It's periwinkle blue.
Periwinkle. I was gonna say blue.
You were gonna exactly say periwinkle.
I was not gonna say periwinkle blue.
Yes, and so funny. Historically, I've done some other stories before, and I wanted to go back and check and see if anything's changed. But historically, the number one color, top selling color for reselling houses is blue.
Really?
Yes. Now, not painting your whole entire house blue, but when they talk about neutralizing a home and then you can put some pops of color in, there is tones of blue that tend to sell better than any other color.
So like an accent wall, or a couple of cabinets, the island in the kitchen or something like that.
So if you're thinking about selling your house, you can be on trend with Pantone and get in there and put a couple rooms of blue in there. Now, the best rooms that historically, from tracking data, to paint blue is either bathrooms or kitchen. Sometimes a master bedroom, you can get away with a color like that. Kitchens, you can have more fun with those colors. You can put pops of colors in kitchens. That's the high traffic, kind of gathering area. Number one color to not do?
Mauve.
That's probably up there, Kelly. Nope, it's not mauve, but that's probably up there. It's white.
Really?
Pure white, and that's what I run into so many times is people think, before I call Kathy, I need to get our house ready.
Right.
And we need to neutralize everything, and people equate the word neutral with white. And so they'll go in and paint the entire house stark white, and it's either sterile, it doesn't photograph well, which photographing is a whole other piece of this topic too. But there's undertones of white, so it can either take on a dirty tone, or it can take on a yellow tone, or it can take on a sterile feel.
Yeah.
So all white is a no-go. That's why gray came in so much. So about 10 years ago, taupes were in. Then gray took those over. Then I started seeing taupes kind of come back in. Now they call them grages instead of gray or beige, Yeah, grages, you gotta graze it up. But yes, then those are still popular, good for resale. This past year, white came back in as a decorating color, like alabaster white, real popular. But for resale, it's a big no-no, especially in bathrooms for some reason. They said homes that had white bathrooms sold for $4,000 less.
Crazy? You know what? I had a green bathroom. My half bath was green. I loved it. I had to go in and take naps in there. It was fantastic. It was like a navy green, like an army green, like a khaki green. Yeah. It was just very relaxing.
And green is the next color behind blue. Yeah. In like sages, kind of neutrally tones of green. Yeah. Is another accent color that can be used. Yeah. Believe it or not, it does stand in the way. There's so many people that don't have vision, and they want to walk into a house and connect to it right away. So if it's a color that puts them off, or they're also thinking, how much is it going to cost for me to repaint this whole entire house? It definitely can put, the kibosh on them emotionally connecting to the house. Now, a realtor's job is to try to get them past that and get them over the hump and paint the vision. But it's funny, we've had a fun little TikTok thing going on and talking about millennials. The biggest problem millennials have right now is their parents in buying houses because they give them bad advice. And one of the commenters had said, "You're right. My parents told me to offer $20,000 less and insist that the seller paints the entire interior of the house because we didn't like it." So,
that ain't happening today.
Not happening today.
White kitchens. Let's talk white kitchens for a second, because is that in? Is that out? Where are white kitchens?
So white kitchens are still in St. Louis because we always drag behind,
Yeah.
you know, but it's been a trend for 10 years now. So we're starting to see wood tones come back in. We're starting to see dark cabinets make their way back in.
Right.
We're seeing people do colorful islands.
Yeah.
We're seeing some colors on cabinets. You kind of had
Yeah.
colors going on, so you were a little bit of a trendsetter there. You had that sagey.
Yes, I did. I did. Yeah, that nice
kitchen
green,
colors,
that milk paint stuff.
And
Yeah.
so we are seeing more and more of that, people taking chances with that. This safe bet is to go with the white cabinets, or I just went and evaluated a house yesterday and picked their cabinet colors for them because they're going to paint their cabinets before we put it on the market.
Right.
And we opted not to go white because, again, white is starting to make its way out. So what we chose is like a light gray tone. So it almost has a white appearance. It has
Yeah.
that uplifting light appearance when you walk in, but it takes the stark or the creaminess away.
Yeah.
So
Not
it's
all
light
white
gray.
cabinets and not all white kitchens are the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it depends on your countertops too, because you can't clash. You don't want to put a white up with like a creamy color countertop. So
Right.
you gotta, if you're not changing your countertops, you gotta deal with what you have there and bring it out. And in this particular house, we kind of had some sage green floors going on and then a creamy countertop.
Yeah.
But it had some gray undertones to it, so we were able to go with some gray cabinets, which actually they're turning out really, really nice.
That's why you call Kathy Helbig and not Kelly Jackson.
Yes, and then your
Mauve.
photography too. You know, anything that has yellow undertone is going to get really yellow when you
Oh.
photograph it. So you need to make sure that you have professional photography so you can filter those.
Yeah. White is out and mauve
White
apparently
out.
is nowhere
Mauve
near
is
being
not even
in.
in the topic of conversation except for today.
314
Periwinkle blue, folks.
314-276-SOLD, 314-276-SOLD, or KathyHelbigGroup.com. Good stuff. 744, Big 5.